Hello there everyone. Before I get started, I would like to share with you my house. So this is what I painted in 5 minutes with my fingers. I still have some paint on my fingers. I don't know if you can see the blue. That's pretty dark. Anyway, so it was pretty cool. For me, what my experience was, I used my phone as a timer, and after like 30 seconds, the phone goes dark. The timer still runs, so I couldn't even look to see if, the timer counting down, so I had no idea how much time I had left. So I was just painting, I was getting into it, and then I'm like, I don't know what else to add to this house. Is the timer gonna go off? What's going to happen? So I just started, I added a chimney, and then I put some bricks on there, and I was like, well, what else does the house have? And I just kept adding stuff. And I felt this fear, like, well, what if I don't finish my house? What if I'm in the middle of drawing or painting a door and the timer goes off and I can't finish my door? Well, then the house is not finished. And I was like, okay, so that was my feeling of control that I had, where I had to finish what I was doing, and if I didn't, the world was going to end, and it would be so uncomfortable for me, my house would not be finished. It's a painting. And I still feel like I wanted to have control over this painting. So, moving on. For the next day, this is going to be day number 33, it's for February 2nd, we are going to draw another house. We're going to paint another house. There's a little bit different, a couple things that are different with this one. And so the first thing is, we paint a house, well, when we first hear the word house, we imagine the house with the roof and the solid structure, the windows, the doors. So we picture a house that's upright. We are all going to paint a house this time. We're going to paint it upside down. So you're going to paint the structure, paint the roof. However you would paint a house, you do it, but you do it upside down. Second thing, we're not using paint, we're using food. So find some ketchup, some mustard, barbecue sauce, crush up some blueberries, find something that you already have in your house. Don't go out and buy anything new. And you're not going to need a lot, so you're not going to be wasting tons and tons of food. It's just a tiny bit. You're not painting an entire mural. It's just a sheet of paper. So grab a couple different colors of sauces, and you can put them in little dishes, or you can just leave them in the bottom and squirt them on the page as you see fit. However you want to do that, it's cool. And again, no paintbrushes, no tools really of any kind. Use your hands. I will say you can use other food products as paintbrushes. As an example, you can use a celery stalk, because it has like the leaves at the end, and you can use that as a paintbrush. You can use carrot sticks. I don't know, you can get pretzel sticks. You can find other things. You can use a potato. You can use a noodle. I mean, use your imagination, go nuts, do whatever you want. You're not making a collage, so you're not going to stick anything to the page, but, just paint a simple house with food. Upside down. And again, you have a 5-minute time limit. So give yourself, before you sit down and paint, give yourself like 2 minutes. You're not going to go browsing through all your kitchen. Just open a cabinet, grab something, open another, refrigerator, grab that, and just go and sit and paint. So you don't want to think too much about this. You don't want to have that feeling of control, like, okay, what would be really cool to paint with as food? You don't want to think too much. You just want to go and do it and paint a house upside down using food. So the reason we're doing it, again, we're painting another house, is the first time we painted a house, it was actually pretty normal, because people do finger painting, and they paint with paints, and sometimes if you're in the middle of a class, or something else happens, you drop your painting and you move on. So there was a little bit of getting messy, most of you, or at least some of you, don't actually paint very often or ever, so it was a new task for you. Some of you actually felt very calm and really happy and at peace when you were doing this. So everyone had different reactions, but this time we're going a little bit more abstract. The house is upside down. When we picture a house in our mind, it's not upside down. So we have to paint it upside down to kind of break us of this idea that a house is always right side up. Because sometimes, maybe it won't be. You never know what is going to come into your life. You may see a house upside down one day. I don't know, but I mean, it is possible. And we're using food because it is very rare that people paint with food. Babies do it all the time, but they're cute and they're babies, so we don't really think twice about that. But when an adult is, going through their kitchen and, grabbing some things, sitting down, setting a timer for 5 minutes, grabbing that carrot stick, dipping it into the mustard, and smearing it on the page, painting a house upside down, it's not really something you see every day, I'll say that. So once again, it's kind of getting you out of your systems, your structures, your idea of how things should be done. The one really cool thing about this, if you do this a lot, if you do things that break you of your structures and break you of your idea of how life is, then you're much more resourceful. You can be put into many various circumstances or experiences, and you can find a way to make it in there, and it's not stressful at all because you're not limited. In your mind, you're not limited. Of course, in your surroundings, like if you're in a different country and you don't speak the language, maybe you won't be fluent, but you'll find a way. You can go to a bookstore and get a book and find a way to communicate with someone. I mean, there are so many ways to survive and to live life and to enjoy it. So the couple experiences that we're doing last week, this week, and probably in the next couple weeks are really going to break you of your structures and how you think life should be lived. We don't know of these structures until we face them. So these little tasks are just to see if something is brought up. Some of you, it may not do anything. You may be like, I have no idea why I'm doing this, but I'll try it and see what happens, and then nothing happens, and you don't care, and it's okay. Some of you, maybe you're really freaked out about it. Some of you are really at peace with it, and all of that is cool. It's showing you something. It's giving you information on how you react to different stimulus, different information, and it's giving you information. You just have to observe yourself. So again, this is for February 2nd. It's day number 33, and we are painting a house. The house is to be painted upside down, and you use food products only, and there's no utensils, no forks, knives, spoons, no paintbrushes, nothing. It's just food in your hands. And once again, you have 5 minutes as your time limit to paint this food house. And give yourself like 2 or 3 minutes beforehand just to rummage through your refrigerator or your cabinets and find some different kinds of sauces with different kinds of textures and colors and such. So I am actually really curious to see what you all come up with. So you can, if you like, you can post your comments on YouTube or on the blog. And send pictures of your houses. You can do like a painted house with paints and a painted house with food. So you have one right side up and one upside down house, side by side, which would be pretty neat. If you have any questions or comments, you know how to contact me, YouTube, Facebook, blog. You can email me through the contact sheet on my blog. Anything you have questions or doubts about, feel free to ask me. I'm pretty available. And I suppose that's all. I hope you're enjoying the last couple days, because I am. I really like to get my hands and stuff and get into like the gooey food and paint and this kind of stuff. So for me, it's fun, and I like to see my reactions anyway. So enjoy the next day playing with your food, and I will see you next time.